Utilise the Naivasha ICD and the SGR link from Mombasa to Nairobi and then to Naivasha, offering a rail road service to our customers in landlocked countries in Uganda, South Sudan, Eastern DRC. Rail is a very good medium of moving large volumes of cargo quickly. I think it's fair to say that the value offering from AGL would be diminished if we didn't have the ability to offer a rail solution with our partners at Kenya Rail Corporation.
Kenya Railways prioritizes customer engagement and service excellence. For more information, contact marketing@krc.co.ke. Kenya Railways Corporation. Songa Nasi.
Good evening and welcome to the Legends edition. I am Fayyaz Qureshi. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition is Anne Wangeshi. But first, a quick look at stories making headlines on tonight's bulletin. It's a win for Kenya. Kenya retains the World Cross Country title in Belgrade, Serbia. Protector turned assailant. Administration police officer in Boni arrested for allegedly shooting and killing his colleague. And securing the north. President William Ruto chairs a security meeting over insecurity in the North Rift. Welcome back. Team Kenya retained the World Cross Country overall title today after bagging a total of 11 medals, 6 gold, 2 silver and 3 bronze medals at this year's 45th edition held in Belgrade, Serbia. The Kenyan team topped the medal standings, followed by arch rivals Ethiopia with 10, while Uganda finished third with 5.
First Australia, she's going to do the same here again today as she hits the front.
Beatrice Chebet successfully defended her title after clocking 31 minutes and 5 seconds to emerge victorious in the women's senior race, leading a clean for Kenya with compatriots Lilian Kasait and Margaret Chelimo finishing in second and third positions respectively.
Over 5K on the roads. Today she has another gold on the country. She is world champion over women's 10 kilometers here.
Kenya scooped another gold medal in the men's under-20 race through Samuel Kabathi, who clocked 22 minutes and 40 seconds to emerge victorious. Kenya's Matthew Kipkoech settled for a bronze with Ethiopia's Mesgebu Sime running away with the silver.
This one for Kenya, Samuel Kabathi takes gold in the men's under-20 race here in Belgrade with about 1.5 meters the gap between himself and Mesgebu Sime.
Meanwhile, Kenya's mixed relay quartet of Reynold Kipkorir, Virginia Nyambura, Kiumbe Munguti and Purity Chepkirui put up a spirited fight in the mixed relay to win gold ahead of Ethiopia and Great Britain, who were content with silver and bronze respectively.
As the gap grows back to second place, but it's a massive gap and that's a big win for the Kenyan quartet.
Kenya's Benson Kiplagat won a bronze medal in the senior men's race behind Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo and Berihu Aregawi of Ethiopia, who won gold and silver respectively. Ethiopia reigned supreme in the women's under-20 race, sweeping all the podium positions with Kenya's Sheila Jebet finishing outside the medal bracket in the 4th position. Nora Mwangi reporting for Legends Edition.
Brilliant performance by the Kenyans. Well done. Right, the government says it will roll out additional security measures to tame increasing cases of insecurity in the North Rift region. President Ruto says his government is determined to restore peace in the North Rift and regions that have witnessed insecurity. He also noted the security operation in the volatile areas of North Rift region had made a significant impact in restoring peace. He was speaking at State House Nairobi, where he had convened a security meeting to discuss the situation in the North Rift. The meeting was attended by, among others, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki, PS Raymond Omolo, the Inspector General of Police, and his 2 deputies. Kenya Water Towers Agency Chairman Rashid Echesa is admitted at Karen Hospital after spending the night at Muthaiga Police Station. His lawyers and Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale say Echesa, who spent the night behind bars, was bleeding profusely on the left lower part of his abdomen, where he had a wound from a surgery prior to his arrest on Thursday.
Saturday afternoon at the Karen Hospital in Nairobi. The former sports CS and the current chairman of the Kenya Water Towers Agency arrived at the hospital barely 24 hours after attempts by his lawyers to have him admitted in hospital on claims he was suffering from acute pneumonia flopped.
That a man who is now lying in a hospital bed, hapa kwa casualty, with blood oozing from the wound that he undergone a previous operation.
The police vacated their initial stand following consultations on the request to have him undergo a medical checkup.
I want to thank the President and the Deputy President for responding to our appeal of yesterday. The police had completely refused to listen to us, but our appeal has been listened to.
Hakuna mahali popote imeandikwa makosa ambayo alifanya na hakupelekwa kotini, na hiyo tunashangaa kwa nini, kwa sababu hakuna crime yoyote ambayo hawezi kupewa bail.
What will happen is subject to what the doctors will decide and how he responds to the emergency treatment that is undergoing.
When a complainant has been turned into an accused person or a criminal, we need to start asking questions again, whether our system is working properly or our system is being influenced.
The former cabinet secretary is facing charges of self-abduction and extortion and is said to be arraigned in court on Tuesday. Abdiaziz Hashim for Legends Edition.
A police officer has been arrested for allegedly killing his colleague in Boni-Makueni County. The officer is reported to have turned on his colleague and shot him 2 times before he succumbed to the gunshot wounds. Boni West Police Commissioner Charles Rono, confirming the incident, said they have begun investigations to ascertain what triggered the officer to turn against his colleague.
Police have launched investigations into the Saturday morning incident in which an administration police officer is reported to have fatally shot his colleague.
So the OCs and his officers visited the scene only to see a police officer based at APS headquarters at DC's office, lying as if he was sleeping.
According to police, the deceased was shot twice by his colleague, who was returning his gun to the station after completing his night patrol.
On further scrutiny of the scene, they realized that he had been shot twice and was dead.
Boni West Police Commissioner Charles Rono says the administration police officer is in police custody, while the body of the deceased was taken to Boni West Sub-County Hospital morgue as investigations begin. Paulina Smir for Legends Edition.
The government has introduced a guard force number, GFN, to enhance oversight and coordination within the private security sector. Earlier today, hundreds of security guards from various private security companies today turned up for the mass registration exercise convened by the Private Security Regulatory Authority. This is in line with the ongoing mandatory nationwide security vetting, training and licensing of private security officers.
It will not happen under my watch. for a private security officer to be paid 7,000. It will not happen under my watch for a security guard not to undergo training. It will not happen. It will not.
Saturday morning, the Private Security Regulatory Authority led private security unions, private security companies and guards and top government officials to witness a mass registration for private security guard force number. It is here that the Private Security Regulatory Authority Director General Fazul Mohammed issued an ultimatum for firms to increase the minimum wage for private security officers to 30,000 shillings per month.
We will not recognize any CBA below 30K. And next week, I will publish a list of all companies that have not committed to pay minimum wage.
His sentiments were echoed by United Democratic Party UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala.
Mimi naunga mkono kwamba hawa watu wapate hiyo 30,000 ndio pia wa benefit katika ile housing project ambaye rais amezindua.
Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja, who was in attendance, calling for government firms and unions to come up with roadmap for implementation.
In the next 7 to 14 days, kaeni chini, mkutane hapo, give us a roadmap towards the welfare of these people.
G4S Kenya Managing Director Lawrence Okello calling for adherence.
We adhere to the law and we urge all other security players to do the same.
Currently, the minimum wage pay for daytime security guard is 15,201 shillings, while night security guard officers earn 16,959 shillings respectively.
Pressure is mounting on the government to bring to book cartels involved in the distribution of fake fertilizer in the country. A section of church and political leaders are warning that the presence of the fertilizer in the market is a threat to the country's food security. This, as the National Cereals and Produce Board, NCPB, says distribution of subsidized fertilizer to farmers will not be affected by the scandal.
Days after hundreds of bags of the alleged fake fertilizer were impounded in different parts of the country, leaders of various groups are demanding for answers. Speaking in Nairobi Saturday, the Communist Party of Kenya leadership urged President William Ruto to direct the intensifying of the crackdown on cartels involved in the fertilizer scam.
Taking responsibility means fully investigating those people that were involved in distributing fake fertilizer, making sure that they are tried to the full behest of law, and finally jailed.
Elsewhere, a section of church and political leaders in Embu County are also demanding for action against individuals involved in the distribution of the fake fertilizer.
Kila ulalamishi tunasikia maisha mangarama ya maisha imeenda juu, tunaona matokeo yake, tunaona mizizi yake ni kupata vitu vya mbandi. Leo ni fertilizer, kesho itakuwa ni nini? Mbegu.
Meanwhile, the National Cereals and Produce Board, NCPB, has reassured farmers that distribution of subsidized fertilizer will continue undeterred during the Easter holidays. In a statement, NCPB advised farmers who received e-voucher messages for subsidized fertilizer to redeem them. For Legends Edition, I'm Joseph Wahungu.
A section of legislators allied to the ruling party have vowed to support the legislative proposal by the Thika Member of Parliament, Alice Nganga, that seeks to have their areas of representation recognized owing to their huge population. Led by Lari MP Mburu Kahangara, the lawmakers said that the 26 constituencies identified as not meeting the population quota threshold of 164,015 should not be merged with others, but allow them to gradually grow their population to meet the threshold. The legislators insisted that the population in some constituencies is too high to be receiving the same financial allocation as constituencies with very few people.
Na hatuwezi kuongezea wale ambao wako na constituencies ambazo ziko na watu wengi, itamaanisha either tubadilishe katiba. Kama sio hivyo, tuende na katiba, protection ilifika mwisho, hizo constituencies ziwe maji, alafu tuweze kupata zile ambazo ziko na watu wengi ziweze pia kugawa.
Tutaunga mkono ya kwamba hizi constituencies zisiguzwe, lakini zile constituencies ambazo ni kubwa kama kwa mfano Juja, Ruiru na hata Thika na zinginezo ambazo ni kubwa, ziko na population kubwa, tukasema lazima hizi constituencies tufanye some amendment ama tufanye boundary amendment ndio tuweze kupata constituencies nyingi kulingana na wingi wa watu ambao tuko nao pale.
Constituencies hizo zingine ambazo zilikuwa ziishe, tunataka kusema kwamba watu wamekuwa wengi, watu wameongezeka katika hizo constituencies, na zikimalizika tutaendelea kuwa underrepresented even before we sort the problem we already have of Githurai ambayo ndio constituency kubwa sana katika taifa la Kenya.
Human rights groups are expressing concerns over a surge in teenage pregnancies within informal settlements in Thika. The group are advocating for financial empowerment and civic education to mothers who are reported to be introducing their daughters to child prostitution in a bid to make ends meet. More on this and other stories in our County News Roundup.
The activists say the trend continues at an alarming rate, calling for concerted efforts among stakeholders to support the girl child to reduce teen pregnancies.
Tukiona watoto ni kupotea wanapotea, tuko na voice, tuko na sauti ya kusema hii si mzuri na tuna lead by example.
Meanwhile, Murang'a County Creameries factory has resumed processing milk 2 years after it halted operations. Cooperatives Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui urged the company to ensure its sustainability moving forward.
Tukishajua orodha ya madeni, tutaweza sasa kutafuta njia tukienda kwa kina mheshimiwa wa maua kule bunge wa mambo ya budget tuweze kuwaondolea madeni kwa kule.
Still in Murang'a, tea farmers are calling on the Kenya Tea Development Agency Holdings Limited to withdraw court cases to allow them to contest for elections.
Sisi wakulima majani chai tunasema hata wakiondoa hiyo makesi ni lazima watulipe gharama kwa sababu hiyo gharama niyo watagharamikia.
And the Regional Center for Groundwater Resources Education, Training and Research is urging young learners to embrace a tree planting culture in schools to conserve the environment and protect underground water resources.
Tuliona ni vizuri sana tulete shule because hao ni watoto, these are our future. Hao ndio future yetu. Tuwafunze from a young age how to preserve the environment and conserve the environment, ndio ikuwe better for the future generation.
Elsewhere, farmers in Samburu County have benefited from a 75 million shilling grant from the Japanese government to cushion them from the impact of drought experienced in the area.
Tumekuwa tukidunga kuzuia magonjwa ya upele kwa mbuzi, ile tulisema sheep and goat pox, na pia tumekuwa tukidunga dhidi ya kuzuia ugonjwa wa pneumonia.
And Mumia's East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia wants the National Treasury to promptly release the National Government Constituency Development Fund. He says delays in disbursement hinder crucial government services like education and health.
And that is why we are asking the Treasury to release the monies, kwa sababu pesa ya CDF hiyo ndio pesa ambayo mwananchi wa chini ana feel the impact yake.
John Junge for Legends Edition.
Right, it's time for a quick break and we'll be back in a short while. Stay with us.
Yako ni gani kwenye *570#. Every 100 shillings unayotumia kwa Lucky Game inakupa 1 entry point ya kuingia kwenye drum ya draw ambayo inakupa fursa ya kujishindia moja kati ya shamba hizi mbili. Mwisho wa April namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings na unapata title deed yako safi. Na mwisho wa Mei namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings, lori za mawe na mchanga. Plot Bahati ndizo hizi. Dial *570#. Title deed ndio hii. Vuka na shake.
Ili kupata msubiri Mungu kama sikiza tuni yako, bonyeza *812*501#.
Kijana kanipigia simu amejawa na huzuni. Amefadhaika yuhoi. Nikamuuliza kunani? Japo nimetia jitihada za mtu wa kujenga nyumba kwa mate, nikaongeza kumcha Mungu, sifanikiwi. Naishi kama lofa mlala hoi, kabwela wa madongo.
Kupata msubiri Mungu kama sikiza tune, bonyeza *812*501#. *812*501#.
A very good evening and a big welcome to the sports segment of the Legends Edition this Saturday evening. As usual, we have it all. Now, starting off with the WRC Rally. Toyota's Kale Rovanpera inched closer to clinching his second Safari Rally in Kenya victory, winning one of the 6 stages on Saturday, which no doubt leaves him as an overnight leader for 2 second-day running. Rovanpera has extended his lead to 2 minutes, 8.2 seconds, as his competitors, including Thierry Neuville, Elfyn Evans and Takamoto Kasuta, faced major challenges on the tough terrains of Soisambu, Elementator and Sleeping Warrior. Rovanpera's Saturday standing will earn him 18 points, provided he completes Sunday's stages, while his teammate Kasuta is on 15, while Ford's Adrian Foma, who has a 3 minute 13.3 seconds behind leader, 13 points. Carl Tundo remains the best local driver at 15th position. Let's take a look at the action of today round Naivasha.
Super narrow. Open 5 right out, tight jar, middle of a step. 40, caution, 4 left clip, 3 right posts, 40, 3 right cut on the crest, flat left is of a jump in. Quart d'heure, droite 0, groupe 95, corps de relance. Down left sharp caution, lock, Sandy 40, stop 4 right, take 3 sharp, pump, 40, caution, 4 left clip, 3 right posts.
Now, Principal Secretary for Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, John Ololtua, has commended the organizers of the WRC Safari Rally for the efforts put in organizing this year's event. Speaking at the Wildlife Research and Training Institute in Naivasha, Ololtua said that the event is one that inspires the youth to venture into rallying and event organization. The PS added that the Environmental Conservation Master Plan developed for restoring the country's flora and fauna aligns with the government's efforts to make Kenya a choice tourism destination. The Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage joined hands with their counterparts in youth affairs, creative economy and sports, and the WRC promoter to give some of the P1 drivers, namely Thierry Neuville, Elfyn Evans, Nicholas Siamin and Gregoire Munster, a game drive through the Masai Mara. Let's take a look.
In tourism, this is a very important. We are working very closely with the Ministry of Sports, the Arts and the Creative Economy to be able to ensure that the jewel that we have as Kenya, you know, the beauty that we have as Kenya, the touristic attractions, are projected through this particular event so that the world will know what we have.
Together with WRC, we had 19 million seedlings that we'll be using to restore the areas that will have been opened up during this rally.
It was also a joyful moment for the fans from all walks of life in Naivasha when they met their favorite drivers in the passage control stage at the Buffalo Mall. The stage has been set aside specifically for drivers to meet their fans in an autograph signing session every morning and evening, as Isaac Lemuka of KBC Sports reports.
Day 4 of the WRC Safari Rally in Naivasha, and fans are spoiled for choice on where to catch the action as it happens. Some decided to follow the action live on their True Sports partner KBC Channel 1, while others decided to be at the designated spectators' points for the Vasha experience. The rest could not miss out on a face-to-face encounter with their favorite drivers, where they didn't leave empty-handed.
Drivers need to come here for the sake of media, meeting the children, and promotion of the rally. They come to this stage, we sign their time cards. As soon as they sign their time cards, they come sign, give their autographs, and leave for service in.
2019 World Rally champion Ot Tanak, co-driven by Martin Javeoya, was the first to drive in, followed by the pair of Rally of Sweden champion Sepaka Lapi and co-driver Pham Jean, before Theory Noville was navigated in by wide-age Martin. As soon as they were done with the signing of autographs, they decided to get close to their fans, who were yearning for selfies, or at least shake their hands.
So what I've seen is that the drivers have really interacted with the people. This is actually living up to the billing of the rally, bringing the rally closer to the people.
The fans were so excited they could not hide their joy for getting such a rare opportunity that comes once in a year, as the WRC Safari Rally reverts back to the Easter holiday, hence the trending hashtag Easter Rally.
Literally here it's about having fun, relaxing from the many things that we do out there. And also I really appreciate what this guy is doing. He has to remind us that we have to take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones. Yes.
I feel good, great. For all Kenyans, it's a great opportunity for Kenyans to come and celebrate Safari Rally, and also great for us to come and communicate about prevention of HIV and AIDS.
It's a beautiful day. We thank God and we wish all those participating the best.
Well, from Soisambu to Sleeping Warrior through Elementaita and meeting the fans here. Now the drivers are set for tomorrow, where they'll start from Malewa to Oserian and finally Scenic Health Gate twice. From Naivasha, my name is Isaac Lemuka.
And still on the fan page, the Sleeping Warrior was walking today as East Africa Rally enthusiasts turned out in large numbers on day 3 of the WRC Safari Rally in Soisambu. Elementaita and Sleeping Warrior to watch the cars tackle the rough and tough terrains ahead of the ceremonial finish at Hell's Gate on Sunday. Our reporter Karanja David witnessed the scenes, filed the following report.
Saturday morning, a convoy of cars slowly driving into Sleeping Warrior terrains, one of the sections of day 4 of the WRC Safari. For the early risers, they came equipped with all they needed to keep them warm. Dressed in different outfits and flying the Kenyan flags, the spectators stayed calm with few activities, cooking, music and one-on-one interactions.
Tumekuja leo kwa fun na pia kushangilia washindi wetu, kama Kaltundo ni mmoja wetu. It's a Kenyan flag, so we are here to raise the flag higher than before.
Nashukuru Mungu, WRC imeleta watu hapa, exposure mzuri. Unajua hii Easter weekend ni mzuri. Wanafunzi wametoka shuleni na kuja nao wanaangalia jinsi ambavyo michezo hii inavyofanyika.
Very nice. So
thrilling, so exciting, wonderful. It's just awesome. Like, kabisa. The cars are really nice. Alafu, it's just a lot of thrill.
And when the moment came, scenes were different. The rally cars tackled rough terrains of Soisambu, Elementaita, and Sleeping Warrior. After Elementaita, Soisambu, and Sleeping Warrior, fans are expected to turn out in large numbers at Hell's Gates, the ceremonial finish for this year's WRC Safari. Reporting for Legends Edition Sports in Naivasha, I'm Karanja David.
And so far, the fan control at the WRC Safari Rally in Naivasha has been exemplary. We hope it goes on the final day tomorrow. Now, back to the football. Kenya Premier League side Sofapaka overcame stubborn Bungoma Stars 5-4 on post-match penalties to end the Division 2 side's FKF Mozart Bet Cup run at the round of 16 stage at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu. Referee Patrick Omondi awarded Bungoma Stars a penalty, which Meshach Makoha converted for the opener. They continued to dominate the game, and Wycliffe Wanyonyi netted the second goal for Bungoma just before the break. After the restart, Sofapaka managed to pull one back when skipper Humphrey Mieno sent a thunderous bolt from outside the box that easily beat Geoffrey Nyongesa in goal. Sofapaka's Paul Odhiambo leveled the score before the Premier League side sealed the win from the sport. In other matches, defending champions Homeboys defeated Tusker 1-0. Kenya Police hit Mombasa Stars 3-1, while KCB pipped Bidco 3-1.
Okal Raisi Moffat Kovelo na Ojiok. Kovelo anagonga ndakaka inaingia ndani, ni Humphrey Mieno. Kama alimfunga Geoffrey Nyongesa mbali, anamfunga pia na karibu. Meshak Karani Makoha piga, kipa anaicheza. Baron Ochieng tunaiweka hapo mtazamaji. Sofapaka
from the CAF Champions League, Egyptian side Al Ahly and a narrow 1-0 victory over Simba of Tanzania in the first leg of their CAF Champions League quarter-final match played last night. Let's take a look.
Al Ahly made a strong start to the first leg of their quarter-final tie, with Ahmed Nabil Koka opening the score in just 4 minutes into the game. Despite Simba's effort to level the score, the first half concluded with Al Ahly leading 1-0. In the second half, Simba maintained possession for the majority of the game and took more shots on the goal compared to their opponents, but they could not find a way back into the game. Al Ahly will have to successfully defend their lead in the second leg at home as they go in search of the semi-final slot. Faith Akinyi for Legends Edition.
And we take a break, and when we come back, more on sports as we prepared for you tonight. Stay with us.
$1.1 million Kenyan shillings with a genuine title deed na inakungoja *570# bukana zake.
Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is Kenya's most trusted news and entertainment brand. Grow your business, acquire more clients, and reach new, diverse audiences by advertising with us. We connect brands to audiences that matter, driving results for brands and enhancing your current marketing strategies. We have packages for all needs, and no product is too small for us. Contact us today and capitalize on our combined power of radio, TV, and digital platforms. KBC, connecting Kenyans.
Dad, the therapy is not working because Nora stopped going.
What do you mean she stopped going?
In that case, then, I have to say that it was really such a shame that you didn't die.
I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
Save your words, Nora. I heard you loud and clear.
But then you have to let me explain everything to him. I have to tell him the real reason why I came here.
No.
I have to tell him that I came here seeking whom to blame for my brother's death, and I've made a lot of mistakes that I kept from everyone.
So that's why you came here. You came looking for your brother's murderer.
It's the true story of a man named Jesus who lived 2,000 years ago.
Who do you say I am?
You are God's Messiah.
Are you the king of the Jews? This man? A king?
The seed is the word of God. The seeds that fell along the path stand for those who hear. But the devil comes and takes the message away from their hearts in order to keep them from believing and being saved.
I commit my spirit.
If Jesus is king, why are they doing this to him? I don't know.
Leave her. You should not defile yourself by even looking at her.
What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? We know who you are, the Holy One of God.
Be quiet. Come out of this woman.
It's a miracle. How could it be? From that day on, I became his follower. I wanted to do what pleased God.
你们应该是第一次看见这么巨大的月亮。
因头部到相机导致颅脑损伤致死。时间的尽头。
Welcome back. We're still on the Legends edition, and looks like this long Easter weekend is not going to be a boring time, especially if you have KBC Channel 1 on your screens. Plenty of entertainment. Just remember that. Now back to sports. We have the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA. Kilfians, Equity Bank and Saints teams have qualified for the men's handball semi-finals at the ongoing National Olympic Committee of Kenya Beach Games in Malindi, Kilifi County. In the women's competition, defending champions Coast Queens have qualified for the semi-finals after winning 2 of their opening preliminary matches. Let's take a look.
In the women's category, Glorious Queens will play Coast Queens in the first semi-final, while Pwani Wolves will take on Malindi Masters in the other semi-final. In rowing, defending champion Diana Natecho boosted her chances of retaining her title after she qualified for the finals.
Through beach sprint, wachezaji wamekuwa wengi na inasaidia. Na naona the more tukiendelea hivi, tutakuwa na timu kubwa ya Kenya ya kurepresent beach sprint huko nje.
In wrestling, Africa Beach Games silver medalist in the 90-kilogram Mark Omumasaba and his 80 kilograms bronze medalist counterpart Mathayo Matonya have also booked their final spots slated for tomorrow.
Mashindano ya beach hii ya Butwani hii yananisaidia kujiandaa kwa mchezo yenye inakuja beach game ambayo itakuwa Senegal Dakar yenye itakuwa mwezi wa 6, ambapo tunajitahidi kujinoa sisi wenyewe, kujitahidi at least tupate medali tukienda huko.
This is na ni free na ni bure na unaona wananchi wamejitokeza. It is very simple. It's just the beach and very little equipment and a bit of incentive kwa wachezaji. Then we have these beach games. I wish you could have them twice a year.
In the men's football, last year's champions Watamu Stars sailed through to the finals after defeating Bandari 5-2. Mombasa Olympic will play Ocean in one of the women's semi-final, while MTG will face off with Fortune in the other semi-final. Laura Mwangi for Legends Edition.
Now in the Handball League, GSU thrashed Hunters 51-21 in one of the men's Handball League matches played today at the Nyayo National Stadium. The win leaves GSU top of the standings on 26 points, 1 point ahead of second place Ulinzi, while Strathmore is third with 24 points. Let's take a look.
Eric Nyamoya scored 12 goals to propel GSU handball team to a 51-21 victory over Hunters at the Nyayo National Stadium. Christopher Mavendi scored 8 goals for GSU, while Mark Baraza netted 6 goals. On the other hand, Timothy Wangila and Oscar Makoha top scored for Hunters with 4 goals each. Agustin Kemei scored 9 goals for Inspired, while Izeriel Ino scored 6 goals. In the women's category, Ulinzi Sharks emerged winners by beating Rangers 32-21, with Sharon Mulei and Sarah Wasike top scoring for Ulinzi with 9 and 7 goals, while Belinda Mulongo and Gentrix Masika were the top scorers for Rangers with 6 and 5 goals respectively.
My opponent, Siwa Mbaya, they are one of the best team in the league. And we have beaten them very well prepared, na niko na tumaini na wasichana wangu because I'm aiming to take the big trophy.
Rangers beat Amazon 38-19 as Diana Baraza scored 9 goals for Rangers and Rahab Nanjala 7 goals. Marion Nangila scored 4 goals for Amazon, with Lucy Kabura and Rose Njoka adding 3 goals each.
Game tumeicheza, though first half tulilemewa kidogo juu ya mvua, lakini second half tulikuwa tumefunguka.
Joy Nabwile for Legends Edition.
And still at the Nyayo National Stadium, we go over to the basketball pitch, where Blazers men basketball team defeated Neosasa 66-53, while Moi Airbase lost 55-61 to Strathmore University in the 2 most thrilling basketball league matches played at the Nyayo National Stadium. Neosasa started the match strong, winning the first quarter 2015, only to lose the remaining 3 quarters 13-24, 9-15 and 11-12 to the Blazers. Moi Airbase almost staged a dramatic comeback from 20 points behind, but lost 55-61 to Strathmore University in a tense and tightly contested encounter. Strathmore won 3 quarters 15-3, 20-15, 19-16 and lost the last 21-7. KCA University earned 20 easy points after their opponent Faber failed to honor their matches. Angie was on hand to record the following report.
I like how the boys played. We had a very huge lead, 20 points first quarter, second, third. So the other team was trying to recover, but at the end of the day, we gave our best, won, but not convincingly.
Strathmore really pushed us to the wall, and somehow in the first quarter we gave in. But in the third and the fourth quarter, we came back, and the game was just okay. It's only that we need to correct a few mistakes here. The slow start, the boxing out.
I'll give credit to my teammates. It was a good fight, though we fell short. Towards the end of the game, like under 4 minutes, we had a couple of possessions that
If we had done a better job, we would be now walking home with a win. The season is still on. We pick up from there. There are lessons we learn from the game and the positive side that we see from the game, just not the loss.
From the international scene, Napoli players took the knee before their 3-0 loss to Atalanta on Saturday, after the club criticized a decision to clear Inter Milan's Francesco Asabi of making alleged racist comments to Juan Jesus. A sports judge found Asabi's comments to Napoli defender Jesus may have been offensive, but the judge considered there was not enough evidence to deem them racist. Sabado.
Trying to punish Rahmani here. Pasalic with Miranchuk ahead of him. It's a lovely ball through. Miranchuk will get there and he strikes the post. An early scare for Napoli. Atalanta so close to breaking the deadlock. Zappacosta shaping it in. This is Hateboer. Scamacca attacks it. And Pasalic for Miranchuk. It's a scrappy goal, but Atalanta lead. He struck the post earlier on. This was less clean a connection, but it's the winning formula. Alexei Miranchuk is the man who gives Atalanta the advantage. Osimhen's in behind here, and Politano on the follow-up. But Atalanta survived a double scare there. Edison. Scamacca couldn't control, but he's won it back off Juan Jesus. Scamacca now! What a finish that is! He makes it look nonchalant when he wants to. Anonymous in the first half, but Scamacca comes to life in the 45th minute. And Atalanta now enjoy a 2-goal lead. Politano. Ngonge got his head to it. Zielinski! What an effort that was. It's not crossed the line. Lobotka, meantime, it's come off Osimhen. It's hit the post again. And Kadniseki celebrates a fingertip save. Napoli strike the woodwork twice in the space of a minute, and somehow the ball stays out. Miranchuk, this is Lukman, trying to elude Rahmani. Still Ademola Lookman, there's a shooting chance, and Meret has to save again. Osimhen, nicely brought down. There's Kadniseki again. Ruggeri, Cope Mainers, great control, fabulous finish. He's in the form of his life, turned Cope Mainers. Didn't start today because of a knock, but he has the freshness to come on and deliver just when Atalanta were under the cosh. What a fabulous result that is for Atalanta. They came to Naples with a point to prove. They'd lost each of their previous 4 in the league against Napoli, but that is as resounding a win. Napoli 0, Atalanta 3.
Over in Miami, Italy's Yannick Sinner will face Bulgaria's Grigor Dimitrov in the Miami Open final this weekend. Sinner qualified for the final after beating Russian Daniil Medvedev 6-1, 6-2 in the semi-finals. The match was a repeat of January's Australian Open final, which Italian Sinner 22 won in 5 sets. Sinner has only lost 1 match so far this season, will face Dimitrov, who beat 4th seed Alexander Zverev 2-1 in the other semi-final match. Some of the action.
Got him eventually. Oh!
Still on the international scene, we have got the Basketball Euro Cup, where London Lions dreams of becoming the first English side to reach the Basketball's Euro Cup final are over after they were defeated 93-85 by Paris at the sold-out Copper Box Arena in London. Let's take a look.
Paris have won the first two legs of the best-of-three tie, having won 99-86 at home on Tuesday. The British champions led 45-39 at halftime, but in the end, the French side proved too strong. Paris will play fellow French side Borg or Tux Besiktas in the final. A Lions win would have forced a decider in Paris on Tuesday. The British champions trailed by 2 points at the end of the first quarter, but were 6 points up at halftime. They fell behind during the third period, although they pegged it back to 66-64 at the final break before Paris got the job done in the final quarter. The Euro Cup is Europe's second-tier basketball competition after the Euro League. London's Lions women's team face Besiktas in a two-legged Euro Cup final beginning away in Istanbul on Wednesday. They are the first British side to reach a European basketball final.
Basketball. Complete the sweep.
Because admittedly, we have had quite a bumper harvest this evening here, as usual, on the Legends Edition sports segment. Now, Fayyaz, my colleague, I know is a big sports fan, and I know he really follows athletics. And definitely, you have something to say. It was quite a good story this evening.
Yeah, I'm getting impressed by athletes day by day, actually. You know, the World Cross Country overall title today, and we bagged a total of 11 medals. That was 6 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals. And obviously beating our arch rivals, Ethiopia.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's more than expected, but something that is a bit worrying. Cross country, we are dominating.
Mm-hmm.
But why haven't we won the 10,000 meters on the track? That's the big deal, and I hope that, you know, this time in Paris, 2024 Olympics, there'll be a difference.
But of course, it's a bit sad because I think the Ugandans have come in a big way as very strong rivals for us in the long distance. And we're quite at par with them, but we need to edge them. Let's put it that way.
No, you have a point, and actually it's not just the Ugandans. I mean, also the Ethiopians now are running actually the shorter events. Normally we knew the Ethiopians, you know, to be running the long distance events. They are challenging us in the cross country, in the long distance events like the 10,000, 3,000, 5,000. But now they're coming down to the 3,000 meter steeplechases, and sometimes they beat us. So this is something that, you know, our organizers, our coaches really need to dig in.
You know, 3,000 steeplechase was our domain.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see us losing that race, it just shocks us completely. And you're right, we are being now closely, being competed at very high level with Ethiopia and now Uganda in long distances and short distances.
In fact, at some point, you know, like in the journalist world, we used to look at, you know, being beaten in the 3,000 meter steeplechase as very bad manners. Now, away from the athletic scene, locally we have got the WRC Safari Rally. I would ask Fayyaz, what memories would you pick out in your safari? Because I don't think there's any Kenyan who has not had an experience of their own with the Safari Rally.
I mean, growing up, being obviously born and brought up in Kenya, and Safari Rally meant so much to us. Every year you'd look forward, and I can go back as being as young as 6 years old, following the safari, following them across the country. It was exhilarating and precious memories and moments, which I will cherish for a lifetime. And you know, the likes of Shekhar Mehta, Joginder Singh, Patrick Giroux, I mean, Vic Preston, the other drivers that came on later on, Carl Tundo, you know. We've had some amazing, amazing rally drivers. And it was sad to have lost the world status for quite some time. And then finally, after COVID, we retained, got back on the world map of the WRC. And since then, it's looking very good, actually. Now, you can tell me more.
Yeah, well, it was a great experience, actually, 17 years off the world circuit. And then we are back again in 2021 when the WRC brought back the Safari Rally to us. But what is most important, though, this year has marked quite a difference. Why? Because the Safari Rally has come back to our traditional timing. the Easter weekend. And what a great weekend it's been like. Look at the fans who were in Naivasha. And then with that special arrangement where fans were signing autographs with their favorite drivers in the morning and evening, that has never happened. I mean, we always look at them.
That's brilliant. Coming back to our traditional Easter weekend, because that's what Safari Rally is all about.
Yeah. That's exactly where. And, you know, but it's really good. And that experience that, you know, we have seen today, you can believe it. And we hope that tomorrow, the good behavior from the fans, which has been rewarded by giving them an opportunity to sign and meet the drivers one-on-one, can continue tomorrow when we are going to have, you know, an unconventional finish at Hell's Gate, because normally they finish it at the world, you know, the tourist, the Wildlife Training Institute, but this time is going to be at Hell's Gate. And Hell's Gate, you know, is a very competitive stage, so it's going to be very, they have been, you know, doing it, and they have put up something very interesting. So we're looking forward to see what a difference the final ceremony being held at Hell's Gate will be. Of course, I mean, it's a really great show. And of course, it's been a pleasure to be with you guys again this Saturday evening. We hope that, you know, you're going to be back with us again on Saturday. And remember, tomorrow is the finish. Do not go away. And like I mentioned before, if you do not want to get bored this weekend, stay with KBC Channel 1. Plenty of entertainment. And then the crowning of the 2024 WRC Safari Rally at Hell's Gate tomorrow afternoon. You can't beat that. I'm Topi Liambila with the sports saying, ciao, ciao, and stay with us up until, there'll be a Rumba show. There won't be a Rumba show tonight, but remember there'll be great shows coming up on KBC. And stay with us, and remember to be with us again next Saturday for another very interesting Legends edition. I'm Topi Liambila.
You can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the higher your win. The sky is the limit. Mozart Bet.
Thank you very much, Topi Liambila, who had a bumper, rather a marathon of a sports bulletin today, giving us the latest updates on the WRC Safari Rally. Well, that's all from our newsroom. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition was Anne Wangeshi. I'm Fayyaz Qureshi. Have a good night.